Marcus Aurelius had a sentence he'd tell himself every morning, at the beginning of every day, that guided how he ruled as the emperor of the Roman Empire. Today I'll review his morning practice and 15 others that you can use to kick your morning off the right way. The Stoic way. As Marcus Aurelius, one of Stoicism's greatest thinkers and a second-century emperor, said, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being." In his time, he may have been the most powerful man in the world. He knew what it meant to wield great power with great responsibility. What he meant is that we, as people, have work to do in the world and in society when we get up in the morning. This is how you begin your morning, by reminding yourself that you're here to do that work, as Marcus did. We're here to make a difference and to make the world a better place. It applies to everyone, everywhere, universally. So we can start by telling ourselves that, to put ourselves in the right mental place to get to work, and start doing what we can to make the world a better place. It's a good starting place for our morning. From there we can move on to our second inspiration, from Seneca, another great Stoic thinker. He said, "Let all your efforts be directed to something." This is important because we can get up and start doing one thing, then start doing another thing, and before you know it, it's the afternoon and we've forgotten our commitment. But if we keep ourselves on track and accountable to do the things that will move the needle, to do the things that are significant, we can improve ourselves and our situation. We just have to have the discipline and the focus to be in the right mindset, to do things when we wake up in the morning. Now, the truth is that every morning, the first obstacle we have to face is, in a way, ourselves. Because we have bad habits that can run wild if we let them. I might go out for coffee and take 2 hours if I'm not paying attention. We have to deal with ourselves first before we can do anything else. That's why our third quote comes from Zeno of Citium. He said, "Man conquers the world by conquering himself." So when you get up in the morning, remember this. You are going to be tempted to do things and to take actions which are not helpful. You're the one who's going to make the final decision on that. You and no one else. Because you're also the person who is in charge. So it's up to you to stop wasting time and to point yourself in a better direction. All of us have bad impulses, and it's up to each of us, individually, to conquer them. I'll be the first to tell you, it's hard. We all struggle with our impulses, whether it's watching TV or eating too much, or just doing a bunch of stuff which doesn't matter. It's very easy to start on the wrong foot by doing what isn't good for you. So our work as Stoics is to look at ourselves, examine ourselves, figure out what the right path is, and then go down that path. It's probably never been easier to do the wrong things, to binge a television series and convince yourself that you're doing work, or take a whole weekend off and say it had to be done. So when you take a break, make it a small one. Stay watchful so that you don't let your habits get out of control. And if you can do that, and apply yourself in the right direction, you're on the right track. The next step is to continue down it. And that brings us to our fourth saying from Epictetus, a source of wisdom in the morning as we plan our day. He said, "The greater the difficulty, the greater the glory in surmounting it." It's an inspiring thought. There is glory in the day, if you're willing to go out there and fight for it. As you're starting off your day and you're thinking about your goals, remember that the most important things you can do will be hard to do. They won't be easy and they probably won't be fun. But that's where the glory lies, on the other side of doing it. You advance in life by taking on those hard things and getting them done, even when it's unpleasant, even when you don't want to do them. Just going out and doing them anyway is the path to self-improvement and to greatness. You can let that thought be your comfort as you seek out difficult things and then try to do them. I want to point out that this goes counter to how we usually think about the morning. We think that the morning is a success if we have a checklist we can cross off, if we do a lot of things. But if your only standard is doing a lot of things, you're probably going to pick a lot of easy things, the path of least resistance. Because it's easier to do a lot of easy, inconsequential things than to do a few hard but significant things. So maybe, tomorrow morning, push yourself a little bit to attempt hard things when you have the strength and the motivation for it. Today, you may not have the strength to do the hardest thing. That's okay. But ask yourself at least if you can find the strength to do one hard thing, if can find it within yourself. If you can, go out there and do it, and be proud of what you've accomplished. Our fifth thought builds on this. It comes from the Greek Cleanthes. He said, "The willing, destiny guides them, but the unwilling, destiny drags them." Contemplate the truth of that for a moment. It's like the saying that you can take the hard road and walk down it and make progress, or you can take the easy road and do things that don't really matter and watch things not get any better. Except this way of thinking is less passive. You're going to get pulled into the future anyway, but you have the choice of how smooth or rough it's going to be. So the choice is really ours. We can choose to work with our lives in such a way that we're making them better every day because of the choices we make and the wisdom we bring. Or we choose not to do that and face more adverse consequences. That's what Cleanthes is saying. Destiny guides the willing and drags the unwilling. If you're willing to do the hard things, then you can be in front. But if you don't do those hard things, if you're unwilling to do them, you'll fall behind. You should be willing to engage with life, because that choice will make your life better. Our sixth morning thought from Epictetus extends this. He said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Epictetus always puts things clearly and powerfully. This is a great example of his wisdom. He's saying, identify those things that you need to do, and then get to work on them. Even the Stoics found it hard to do what they didn't want to do. Nevertheless, you have to try, and you have to do it as best you can. And if you do that, you can trust and believe that you will see improvement. You will see better things coming your way. But first, you have to try. First, you have to choose to do them. You have to overcome that inertia. You have to battle that internal resistance. We all feel it. We all have it. But at the same time, all of us can take that on and win. If you do that, you can have great rewards and outsized success. You can will yourself to do it, and at the very least, you can try. That brings us to our seventh source of inspiration from Epictetus. He said, "The robber of your free will does not exist." It's a beautiful thought. We choose how we're going to live our lives. We may pick up our phones or lose ourselves on our computer and think that they did it to us. But we did it to ourselves. We made that choice. And the beauty of that is that just as we made that choice, we can unmake that choice. We can make a different choice. Everything that we choose to do is within our control. And because we can control that, we can improve everything that is within our control. At the end of the day, all we can affect is what's within our control. We can't stop or change those things that are outside our control. But if it's something in front of us or within our reach, we can take action. We have agency. There's so much we can change and do in our life, even if it's easy to forget it. And even if it sometimes feels bad to be reminded of our choices, it's ultimately a hopeful thought because it shows us a way forward. As long as we are alive, we can improve ourselves and our situation by making good choices. And that brings us to our next thought for the morning, number 8, from Marcus Aurelius, always a source of wisdom. He said, "Confine yourself to the present moment." It's easier than ever to not do that today. You wake up, you reach for your phone, and before you know it, you're somewhere else. The present for you has vanished. There will always be limits to the present moment because there will always be things going on in the past and future that we can't anticipate. Maybe someone will make a decision somewhere and it will affect us. But we don't know what that decision is, and dwelling on what we don't know won't help. What we can do is stay in the present moment and study what's right in front of us. Unlike the past or the future, we have a lot of control over the moment we find ourselves in now. It can be hard and tempting to pull yourself away from that and go somewhere or anywhere else. But keep pulling yourself to the present moment and keep doing what's important and useful to do in this moment, which is always open for you to fully experience. Marcus has more advice for our morning which we can use. He adds, ask yourself at every moment, is this necessary? The great truth which he's spotting here is that most of what we say and do is not essential. Look at what you did in the last 24 hours. How much of that meets the bar of essential? Now, to be fair, life is more than just eating and working. We also have relaxation and time to contemplate and spend with our family, which counts too. But they say that the average American is on their phone for hours a day. That's something you can safely cut without danger. The Stoics are always teaching us to look more closely at how we can do better. We can focus on the present moment, and we can examine what's in our control. But beyond that, we can also try to prioritize those things that really matter. Or, to put it in the reverse way, we can stop doing those things that don't matter. Your time can get lost very quickly if you're not careful. Some people can play games for 20 hours and have it go by in the blink of an eye. Other people can binge series easily in a weekend. But if you're working and you have responsibilities, you may not be able to spare that time. It really hurts when you need that time to take care of your life and the things that matter. So try to be careful, starting in the morning, about the tasks that you do, that consume your time. Being careful and conscious about this is how you make better choices. That's how you improve your life and your world. Now, on some mornings, you might wake up tired and not feeling ready to take on the world. Sometimes, even trying to psych yourself up doesn't work. What do you do then? There will be days when it feels like you're too tired and nothing is going your way. That brings us to our next point, number 10. Learn to ask for help when needed. You have to keep life in perspective. If you're losing it and you feel overwhelmed, take a deep breath and think about seeking some kind of help. For advice on this, we turn to Marcus Aurelius again. He said, "Don't be ashamed to need help. Like a soldier storming a wall, you have a mission to accomplish. And if you've been wounded and you need a comrade to pull you up, so what? Go ahead and ask for the help." We should always be examining our life and asking, if we're stuck, where we need help. If you're stuck on something, you could call someone and ask for help. If you're just feeling lonely and unable to work, think about calling a friend. These are almost always actions we can take that will make things better if we're just willing to go out there and do them. Learn to ask for help when you need it. And remember that asking for help is also a form of action, another brick in the wall you're building to achieve your goals. But let's return to our morning routine. The sun is shining, we're up for the first time, and we're having our first thoughts. This is a good time to think of another piece of wisdom Marcus Aurelius shared, our 11th tip. He said, "The nearer that a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength." We live in a world which is often pushing us away from calm. It's always telling us to do something new and expensive or to look somewhere else. Marcus Aurelius is reminding us here that the strength you're looking for may not come from outside yourself. It may come from inside you. It's the opposite of what you're thinking in a way. Most people's inclination is to open their phone or check your email to find validation outside themselves. But maybe the thing you need to check is your mind. Put your phone or your computer down and think, what should I change in order to get better? We receive the best answers, the most impactful answers when are calm and can consider all the angles of a question. So try it in the morning. Stay calm, then decide what you need to do. That's the best morning approach there is. Now, this is a lot. It might sound like too much, but it doesn't have to be. There's an ease and a naturalness to the morning that we want to carry forward. For our 12th point, we turn to Seneca, who said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." If it's the morning and you're getting started, you've got the whole day in front of you. So try in the moment to enjoy the present without anxiety. You've got time, you've got resources, and it's early, so you can still feel good about the day and what will happen next. You can make the right choices. You can figure your problems out. You have the power within you. Our next point, our 13th point, builds on this. It's from Epictetus, and it's a reminder to look on the bright side. He said, "The poverty of the cynic is voluntary." Briefly, it means that the choice to see negatively is ultimately still a choice. Remember that, in the morning, things could turn out either way. While it's good to mentally rehearse bad scenarios, you should hold the door open to good outcomes too. We truly don't know what the future holds. Sometimes the future will be good. And if you're working towards a good future, you can be sure that eventually it will be. In other words, as you look out and prepare for your morning, it's good to be cheerful. Be optimistic that things will work out if you apply yourself and you work hard at getting better. This is a gift that you can give to yourself by trusting in the wisdom of your choices and the long-run trend you're developing. And that brings us to our 14th morning thought from Epictetus. He said, "The world turns aside to let any man pass who knows where he is going." It's a great reminder that actually, in a way, you can bend the world to your will. If you have a good plan and make sensible choices and then follow through, there's almost no limit to what you can do. The truth is that most people don't know where they're going. They make random choices and drift. That's the truth of Epictetus' insight. If you know what you're about and where you're going and head resolutely in that direction, the world will part for you. It will be easier. That's why you have to do the internal work, to get to the point, to actually know where you're going. But once you do, once you can put that attitude into action, you'll go far. And that brings us to our final quotation for the morning, number 15, from Seneca. He famously said, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." The morning is one such new beginning. It comes at the end of not just the night before, but really every night in your life up until now. And yet, looking forward, you now have before you a brand new day. So use it. Use it to do good. Use it to apply yourself. Use it to achieve great things. You can do it if you try. And that completes the 15 points you can use to get started faster and better in the morning, as a true Stoic would. You've now heard our complete inspiration for the morning. We hope you can use it to benefit yourself. You can trust in yourself and the benefits of Stoicism and the good fruits that will come, as long as you work at it and put in the effort to reap the rewards. If this video helped you do better in the morning, leave a comment below sharing which strategy resonated most with you. Your insight might be exactly what another viewer needs to improve. And remember to subscribe for more Stoic wisdom that builds mental strength and practical resilience. As Seneca once said, "As each day arises, welcome it as the very best day of all." Using your mind and Stoic wisdom, you can make every day count. Learn to see every morning as your potential best one yet. Start now and complete the journey to greatness that you and only you can achieve. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.